Covered. All right, guys, I'm getting ready to untie from the dock, and we're gonna get this show on the road. Jay Hen, good morning. Just getting this show on the road. Leaving this little public dock in Fort Lauderdale. I actually anchored just up from here north. I come back, it was only about a quarter mile. Good place to walk the puppies. Got rid of some trash. Now we're going to get this thing north. How many miles we can get today? I think we got in the neighborhood of 60 left to do and we're done. She's winding down. If I do about 25 today, about the same tomorrow, I'll go out in West Palm and patrol up the coast. Looking at, of course, that'll all depend on the weather, what it's doing. But that's kind of what my plan is as of right now. The anchorage last night was good after about, I don't know, 10 boats are out late around here, a lot later than back home. And it finally laid down and quit bumping. That area is so close. I mean, you're literally just out of the channel. So every boat comes by, you bounces you. Some are running way faster than they should. Good morning, Gary. I appreciate that. Yeah, y'all hit that like button. Go ahead and get her done. But this anchorage is just right actually in front of us. You'll see it here in about 3 minutes. It's pretty good in the pinch, I guess. It's better than some, worse than others. But I'll show you here on the map right where I'm at. All right. I just came out of this park right there, Allsdorf Park public boat launch. A lot of captains in there picking up their crew, their charters for the day, and then right on up to here, which is where I dropped the hook, right in front of these trees. I like a little privacy, so you're not in front of people's houses. Not that they can see anything, but I just don't like people being right up on me like that. And that's the park just coming up there. When I first got there, there was a couple of boats there. There was a couple younger girls here in the trees in the water. Them girls must be like mermaids. They were there from the time I got there, and for a good 2 hours, maybe even more, just before dark, they finally came out of the water. I knew somebody, another girl like that, man, every time she got near the water, she got in it more than me. I like to be floating on it, not necessarily in it. Although I did jump in last night. It was very refreshing. It's pretty cool. The water was pretty cool flowing through here. Man, some of these boats killing me. I just need one of them. Yeah, I'll be getting a bigger one again for too much longer. Probably gonna give me a 36 this time, a Carver 36. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I like those. The engines are super easy to get to in the back. They got twin 350 Merc Cruisers in the back. They're so easy to get to. So, yeah, I know where everything is on those. So, yeah, that's a little park right there. Right off to your left there. You can see the trees there. That's out in front of them trees. You can see there's got a couple floating do not enter buoys. And so there was a boat rolled right up in there last night, late young guy, young people, they're rolled right up in there. There was kids swimming. That's what that's for. But I'm going to mark it on my possible anchorage map. I'm on michaeljsteen.com. I've already started blogging, doing captain's posts, just talking about stuff I've learned, and I'll continue on with that. Probably going to work on that tonight. I'll finally have should have me some free time tonight. So a lot of construction going on down here. There's a house right there to your left. There's a house right here to the right. Everything is masonry construction, clearly with metal. These things will withstand anything. That's why you don't hear too much destruction when storms come in down here, because for those that don't know, we have something called which is taking over all of Florida and is spreading into other states because it's built so well. It's called the South Florida Building Code. There's a lighthouse. I saw that last night. I was wondering where that was. Let's see if y'all can see it. It's right behind that white house. Lighthouse off in the distance. I saw that thing coming around. But anyways, we got the South Florida building codes, and everything has to be built to hurricane strength. And pretty much it is. Somebody holding out for sale there, a little old house. Some condo company will buy it and they'll put a condo there. Looks like there's plenty enough room for that. And this section is really nice as far as builders go because it's only about, I'm going to guess it's only about not even a half a mile to the beach there. So all these condos, it's got these, you can see beach side and the inland side all from one place. Got this boat behind me. Come on down. Come on around. Although we are in a no-wake zone, but they don't care. These water taxis do not care about that. They freaking bust through, no problem. There's a little Starline fishing boat about to go out. This is the inlet right here. I imagine those open on certain times, not on demand. I'd have to look it up, but yeah, that's the lighthouse right there. Inlet and the lighthouse. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. It showed an anchorage there on Navionics, just on the right side, but might have been okay. I don't think I'd have trusted. There's two problems with being near the inlet side like that. If it, well, one's constantly occurring. That's the tidal pull. Your boat, man, you got to be set in good because of the tidal pull on your boat. And number two is rollers coming in. They're not like waves. They're more like just slow rollers, which can be okay. Look at this deal right here on your right. Got a little cheap freaking pop up on the front. What is up with that? $1 million yacht with a $200 pop up on the front. Multi-million dollars pop up. That's crazy. Looks like this might be a public dock here. Dang, I should have came a little closer, a little further up. I didn't see that. I don't know if it is. No, it's not. They got pedestals, electric water on it. Go and dive in that boat. Got the dive gear all strapped up. Oh, yeah, I could have anchored right there. Would have been fine. I looked at that little spot on the map, but chose not to. Because of that beach, I thought I might walk the dogs, but that park was so close, it was better to go back. I tell you though, some of these new boats, what they're asking, there's no way I'd pay for that. I just must be too cheap because I ain't coming off of that kind of money. I got friends just bought $150,000 center console. You can't even sleep on it. I don't understand it. That means every time you go to the water, you either got to get a room somewhere, motel, or have an extremely long day of getting up, getting to the water, playing, and then getting back off the water, fighting all them crowds. I don't like it. Oh no, I'm definitely trailering back, Jay Hen. That was the entire reason for buying a trailerable boat, so I could trailer back up to Chesapeake. Right now it's May 1st. After looking at the weathers each couple years now, I'm gonna trailer back up. Dang, that's a nice boat. Woo. That one on your right got a toy room in the back, glass doors, 3 levels. Good gracious. 35R. It's way bigger. About a 70, maybe 60, 70, maybe 80. Shoot. But yeah, I'm gonna trailer it back up next year. Gas prices should be even better. That was another thing I didn't say that, which is good about not going north this year. Gas prices are still up. I suspect by next year they'll be down about $1. That'll save me. I mean, they're already down, but I suspect they'll be down even more. That'll save me a good chunk of change. Start back right there in Chesapeake, Virginia, right where I got a buddy up there on the Elizabeth River. I know right the public boat ramp I'm gonna put in. I got family lives in Elizabeth City. I'm gonna take my truck and trailer to and park there and take off. That way, if anything catastrophic happens on the trip, I'll fly back into. Well, actually, Elizabeth City has a little airport, but I guess it depends on where you are. And that camera looks. Better pay attention to these docks over there. Is what I better do. That would be tripping. Oh, that's better. I had some salt on it. But yeah, I'll put right there. I can't remember the name of the park, but he and I went out of there, fished a little bit in the river, and if at all possible, I'm finishing next year. My goal is to finish. I got other things to do, so I'm gonna push really hard to get it done next year. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Although that place no longer puts boats on the hard, I think he got contracts. At least last time I was there, that's 2 years ago, 3 years ago. He got contracts. That owner bringing in like dredging equipment, everything, usually big pipes, but they hook these pipes together when they're dredging. Like if they got a long area and they're going to dredge it out and they pump it out. So they hook, he had tons of them in there, and just any kind of equipment that could have went on land and not in the water. He was getting paid probably way more from one company, and not dealing with multiple boats and people not paying. And I can see why he done it, but it was a super nice marina. They were very nice there. The lady was very nice. It was easy to keep it there, but yeah, they no longer keep them. The only problem with that business model is all your eggs are in one basket, and if you piss off one of the companies, you could lose your business. Yeah, so underway this morning. Let me give y'all a quick brief where I'm at, where I'm going. This is where I stayed last night, and I'm in Fort Lauderdale. All right, and we just passed that inlet 15, 20 minutes ago. We're up here somewhere now. We're going to try to do upwards about 30 miles today, which running at 7 is, more about 4 hours. But probably how I've been doing it is I'll start looking for a park after a couple hours and to walk the puppies, and then I'll go in there and I'll sit a while because, and as it has been, after about 2.5 hours, whatever the heating problem, which talking to a friend could be fuel, something gets hot and it shuts down the motor, but you let it set for a while and then it keeps on going. So might do a little different model of every hour. Is if I pass a boat ramp, I might stop, walk the puppies, give them some time. I know they're ready to run, get back to the farm. But I'll be working my way north. As you see, it's still tight, but a couple areas that are wider, which is nice. This will be a little bit in Gulf Stream area. Houses everywhere. But when you start getting up here to West Palm, you see it starts opening up, which will be tomorrow probably. It starts opening up a bit, which is a lot more comfortable, a lot more opportunities to drop your anchor. Lake Worth Park right there is one. Walk the puppies. Yeah, it starts getting wider. And depending on what happens, so that'll be tomorrow, I think. Of course, you never know. I've had some days where I just put in a bunch of miles, but Peanut Island is a well-known island down here. I'll show that to you, and then you'll know about it. On the weekends, it covers up with boats. That entire, well, definitely on the backside, there'll be boats all in the. You can see them. all in the water. It's shallow. You can just pull up and drop anchor in 4 foot of water, jump off your boat, just let your boat float. It's better over here. Anytime like here, you can bet the current's real bad on an outgoing tide or an incoming tide too. So I got a couple little things I want to do to the boat. I'm getting some water still. I think it's coming from a through hull when it's splashing. So I want to see if I can deal with that. Certainly when I get home, it'll be easy. But I got some, it could be coming from the front too. I just realized I left my Jenny on the back. And they put it in a circle. This is what I would do if nothing's coming and I need to work on something. Stay. Well, that's hard to. It's easy to forget. It don't get a lot of water, but it gets some water. This new thing I'm going to do when I get back, I'm going to solve that problem where that won't be an issue anymore. It'll set a little bit higher. Got a frame idea. I got probably everything in the house to do it with. Basically a little platform about that much higher with a crate. It's a stainless steel pipe crate. And generator, then they'll have a top. I'll get me a starboard top where the fuel tank will sit. But then if you're out fishing, that will become a bait station. Set the tank down out of the way, and that'll be a bait station. So be real good. Plus, no one can steal your generator when you're away from the boat. So yeah, that's what the plan is. But Peanut Island, guys, that's where I'm gonna stay. And then the plan is right now to go on the outside there and troll all the way up here to Jupiter Inlet. Stewart is where I'm coming back in. Right there. Port St. Lucie, Stewart area. I would say that particular boat, ain't no boat, that's a yacht. It takes people out. It's got a crew on it, you can kind of tell. Kind of like them shows on TV, take people out. But yeah, that's the plan for now. Good morning, Low Ready. How you doing? Yes, it is a beautiful day on the water. Oh, I'll be back at the farm. None of that stuff comes out very deep. How in the world did they get that done? Put all them rocks like that out in the channel. Man, that somebody paid somebody off to get that done where they don't get no water on there, no wave action on their boats. I don't know if y'all seen that. Yeah, hazard. It's not even marked. Yep, somebody greased somebody's palm. I'll be back at the farm by Sunday, should be. If all goes well. Try to make church Sunday if I can. Pull back late Saturday afternoon. Shouldn't have any problems. Got them brand new tires on the trailer, so I don't know if y'all watched the first video, but starting the trip didn't start so well. Little no barge. Wonder where he's going. There's a bridge down there. I don't know if he could even get through it. It's so wide. That barge is so wide that I don't know if he can get through that bridge. Maybe just going to work somewhere down here. Oh, I had a cool thing this morning. I saw, didn't even catch it on video, which you couldn't, been hard to see, but there was across from the park across from the park, that little park I was at, there was a boat shop. They looks like they remodel and build new, but definitely a remodel, you can tell. And there was I don't know, 60-foot big offshore fisherman, and they was just launching it. You could tell that because all the staff had come outside to watch it go. And they often do that because they'll often have on those major retrofits like that, they'll be there for months and everybody's so involved with it. It's like their own project. And all the staff, you could tell, owners and all were out. They had 2 different boats too, because as you see, everything down there is tight, and it was tight there as well. The length of the boat was the width of that canal. That tells you how big it was. Because when he backed out and a boat pulled him out, a little small boat, then there was a nice center console, nice boat. It had a line on the front, and soon as he cleared that pylon, they pulled him around to face him out, get him out of into the channel, reversed it real fast because there was a barge right behind him. I bet that was a little nerve-wracking, to be honest with you. Looks like they got some more condos coming up. If I want to buy a condo, won't be long. They'll have some condominiums there, I can see. That's what that'll be. You see that big protected wall there? You'll probably be able to they'll get boats on both sides. You'll have a big old condo. Looks like it's going to be, well, you can see the size of that lot. Yep. I bet it'll piss these people off across the way here. They won't probably be able to see the ocean anymore when that condo goes up. You know, that is kind of crazy. I know in New York, that's why they have those air rights, and I'm no big, good morning, Earl. I'm no big person on real estate and air rights and all that, but you would think that there'd be something that if you built first, like over there, that somebody couldn't block your view, you would think. But I don't know. Mr. River. Very cool, Silver Glen. Yep, been there many times. Yes, it is, man. That would have been a fabulous trip. So later this year, I'm gonna put into St. John's to do I think it's gonna be the first. I had never seen a video like this, but a fish and shoot. So I'm gonna be fishing and hunting at the same time, deer hunting at the same time. You can hunt from a boat, you just can't shoot swimming deer. But obviously, I've already actually went up there and spotted out some good places. In the Okalawaha, where it comes out into you look on a map, where it comes out into the St. John's River. Good Lord, they got a speed limit sign. Look at that. Y'all see that? telling me to slow down. Good Lord. Can't go much slower. That somebody just put that up themselves. That ain't no official. That might be it. It's the police. That might be. It's not a speed limit. It's a weight limit. And I'm not doing much of a weight. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, beautiful waters. That's why I love the west coast of Florida, but why I'm really loving this boat with the trailer option. I'm already starting to think toward a bigger boat because I want another bigger boat. I was talking earlier, Carver 36 is what I want. I'll start looking. You subject to find them babies for free. Somebody can't afford the dock space for it, and I'll have it hauled back to the farm and spend a couple years refurbishing it. Take my time, got the spot for it. Y'all know I built that big. Reason I built it so much taller as I did, so I can pull an engine out of a Carver out of there. That was the reason. Yeah, I want a bigger boat, but this boat is cool because I can take it to places and trailer it. As you see, stay on it weeks at a time, no problem. Not to mention it's going to do the northern loop. And so probably the plan is at the end of this year, be the first time I ever bought a brand new boat, but I'm going to buy a Tahoe 2150. It's a center console, but it's got a hurricane style boat, as in you can get off the front. It's got a ladder. And the reason for that is on our west coast, with all these islands, you want to be able to pull up to the island and leave your engine in the water. And so, yeah, and I'm going to start using my captain's license. I've had them now for all these years. And I'll do lake tours back in the city where I don't live in the city, but it's close, Winter Haven, where I worked for 23 years. I'll do lake tours, and then I'll book some Tampa Bay stuff. And probably right now, I'll probably take this boat, leave it over there once it's done, moor it, be free. There's a couple places I know, good places I can anchor it and leave it. And this will be what I work off of, where I stay when I go. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. This year, end of the year, next year is going to be real exciting. I also got some business stuff that's going to jump off big time. Y'all will see that coming on the channel here before long. I'm going to put some commercials on here about that. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting year. I pray the Lord keeps my health as he has. And I can keep on these adventures. I'll be going right back to Tampa Bay the second week of next month. See these walls, what they do? When the wave comes over and hits, it comes right back off just as bad. You see that? And then the middle gets them. See that? And then the one that went over there and hit is coming back. It goes over here and hits this wall. And that's why it's like a wash pool right now. It takes about 100 yards for it to dissipate. And what I've noticed is these design of walls, y'all see them walls, the way they design it, and I'm sure this ain't by accident. Those type walls there dissipate the water waves better than any flat wall does. It looks like, from what I can tell, they put a pylon straight down and the angle one, and when the water goes in there, it helps to dissipate that motion. And there was a place back there. I wish I'd have caught that on video, but it's only one place that I've seen like that. But on both sides, for about probably a half a mile, they had just flat walls. And dude, that was crazy. The water was like a washing machine, and there weren't even many boats in there. There have been 3 or 4 boats passed through it while I did. couple jet skis, and you know how they were acting, the fool. But it was like a washboard in there. I mean, it was crazy. So we got a little bridge coming up. Let me check and see what the height of that is. Right, wait, I should be good with it. I have Navionics running on my tablet here. I'm sure it's 15 foot though. It'll say 15, 16 feet. Oh yeah, 17 closed, no problem. Carry on, no problem. Navionics, guys, if you are planning to do some trips and stuff, is probably a great app. Although I can tell you from experience, nothing replaces a hard mount GPS. And the reason is, I'll tell you, I got caught in a storm, and any of these electronics would have shut down in that storm. The rain was so bad now. And you say, well, you got an rising top. Well, that's true. But if the winds get so great, I'll have to open this up so that the wind can go through it or it'll tear it off. And that my GPS was getting blasted, and it glitched a couple of times during it, but it kept running. They're built for that. Any of these tablets and stuff, yeah, I would always have a hard mount GPS. I would never count on these alone for sure. It's like a little restaurant here. Maybe, yeah, that's a fuel dock. Fuel dock. Slow down a little bit. Wasn't no boats there, but probably a public boat ramp. A lot of times they're like this right at the bridges. I'll get 7. I'm doing pretty good without much of a wake at 7. That extra little bit causes a lot of wake, and you don't get any more mileage from it. I'm sure if that's no, Freedom Boat Club. They rent boats. I know some people that are in them. Oh, it is a park though. Some kind of park. Manatee area, it says. There's definitely a park right there. It's got a nice dock, but there's a gate where you get off the dock. But that's a park according to the map. I saw that. What's up, girl? This girl sure likes to be between my feet. Why don't you go inside? I guessed it was 500 miles, although, I did put some miles Not that many though. I might have put 10 down in a la Marauder riding around, but I'm already at 465, so we're going to go over. It's probably going to be close to 550 miles down, which I did 1,550 miles of season one. So what's that give us? 2,100 miles of the loop is complete. Waterway seems a little wider here, which is good. And we have something to happen. See, I can just drop my anchor. That's a state park. I don't know why that gate would have been closed. At least there's a little bit of sand. The puppies will look along and eat. Good morning, Jules. We're just making way, heading north. I think the next park I come to, let's see, I've been underway for 46 minutes. Yep. Next one I come to, I'll stop for a little bit. I'm trying to see if I do that, walk puppy dogs, I ain't in that big of a hurry. If I get there too early, I don't. It's still too early in the day just to be sitting. Although I guess I could be working on some videos. Someone said, y'all, that first video I got out, it was grainy. This laptop, whatever reason, the format that YouTube wants is H264, but the only format I could get it to upload was I forget the name of it, but it was grainy. It wasn't as good as my videos normally are. So I'm not in such a hurry. That's only as soon as I get back, I can turn one out real quick. Part 2, where me and Tommy meet up. So I'll probably do that on Sunday. Probably going to turn them out a couple of weeks, y'all, because for at least 2 weeks, I don't have major projects going. I actually got someone who gave me a big barge. Years ago, we got into something called Chain Life in town because we got all those lakes that hooked together in a chain. And I was part of the Chain Life, and we would put on big events in the water. And we literally had this barge, and we would put a band on it, full band. And there would be hundreds of boats. You've seen them like Aquapalooza or whatever. And it was a lot of fun for a long time. And then the lady that kind of leads it, she got a real job. She wasn't working. And she got a real job. And then that sort of, it's kind of quit going. So the barge has been sitting somewhere and the guy wants it gone. So heck, the aluminum pontoons are worth $1,000, just probably more than that. I want to use it. Down the road, I want to do recovery. The barge is too wide, though, right now. I'm going to make it a little less wide. And I need a working platform to do that from. So that's what my plan is. Mainly, there's money in that. But to be honest with you, it's mainly for content. I want to do some boat recoveries, and I think that would be a lot of fun since I'm a diver. And of course, there can be big money in it, obviously. But so that's what the plan is with that. But right now, it's too wide. It's got, it's probably 12 feet wide, if I remember. And it's got 3 pontoons. So I can take one pontoon off, move it over, make it a twin, and it's still big enough. But that way I can move it. it would be very useful, and I could probably even rent it if I wasn't using it myself after any hurricane, because on the water, you got whatever equipment that is there, it's not enough. You'll need more. So I'll put me a little kicker on the, not a kicker, I'll put a little 90 horse or something on the back so it can be moved around. I'm going to play around with the idea, though I've never done it. I'm going to, watch some YouTube videos, some kind of crane system on it, just for nothing heavy duty. But if you have, let's say, docks that are tore up and you need the dock removed, you could hoist and pick it up. And there's a lot of simple systems with a crane, like a boat crane, something like that. Nothing too much, nothing out of hand, nothing that I'm not worrying about like heavy duty stuff. But I can see down the road where my wisdom in that area of diving and what little bit of stuff I have done. But I think the videos would be great. Going in, showing the project, diving under, recovery. Actually, there's, to my knowledge, then there's no one in town in Winter Haven that does boat recovery. So wouldn't be as much of it there as there is like on the coast. But it'd be something I could play with. Find Bruce a Project Yacht. Well, trust me, they're down here. I got people sending them to me. There was a tempting one. I think it was a Carver, my buddy Adrian. He's always on there looking. And he sent me a nice one, free. They just needed it gone. It was costing them money. Mama probably done said that's enough. And it was tempting. But I still had this one in. I'm still working on this one. And at that time, I was still thinking I was going to make the North Loop. And I didn't want to let y'all down, basically. So I didn't take on another one. But I got plenty of room for one. Hopefully, y'all know the stump boat that I bought, for the engine drop video. I got a few more parts to steal off of it. And things that I could use. Man, and that was the best thing I ever done, buying a old boat, the same boat for parts. Best thing I ever done. But I'm going to cut it in half with a Sawzall. It's not too hard to do. I seen a picture of this. And out there on the farm, and we'll put it out there, up there by the road, and write half price boat sale. And just for fun, I'll leave it there for a while. But I'll cut it up and slowly get rid of it. Cut it up into manageable pieces and then slowly get rid of it. So that's the plan for that. That'll free up some area. I do have a camper project, a fifth wheel project that's sitting there, but it's probably not in line before the boat, to be honest with you. But I bought my daughter had a fifth wheel, and I kept it. I'm planning on building a little like tiny house sort of thing. Got the pictures and designs already for it. For the mountains, to take it to the mountains. I know for the next couple of summers I'm busy on boat stuff, so that's not a priority. But to escape the heat, one of the things we do is leave for the mountains, go up in the mountains in the summertime, and it's nice and cool. My buddy Mountain Man Jim Reddick, he lives up there, and I'll take that tiny house. I've been looking for land, like to keep it on, but I decided I'm not going to buy land. I'm just going to. Here's a bridge that I am not thinking I can get under. Let's see what the opening schedule is on this one. But anyways, the reason I've decided not to buy land is, big business up there, or what a lot of people, is camp places. And so I'm not stuck in one place. Plus, the land is gone ridiculous. So basically, what I'll do is in the summer when I go, kind of like a lot of people do from here, they go up north, Michigan or whatever. Matter of fact, that buddy that sends me the boats is up there now in Michigan, Adrian. Jules, you'll remember Adrian. But go up there in probably July, open it up, because it's probably about then before we get up there, maybe June. Take it to a place, leave it for 3 months open so we can go back and forth. Family can go back and forth and use it, and then go close it up, put it on a storage lot. So that's what the plan is. But that's a couple years down the road. My boats take precedence. 9 feet. Yeah, I'm not getting into that one. Opens on the hour, 20 minutes past the hour and 40 minutes past the hour. It's like we're going to make the 9:20 opening. We'll get up here and we'll see what the tide's doing. It's at high tide right now, starting to fall. And there's an inlet right up there. That sucks. That means I'm going to be going against it. But fortunately, it's just starting. When it gets about halfway down, that's when its weight is moving everywhere. And then I'll be probably getting pulled back to the next one. That'll be good. These usually there's a lot of wind coming out of there. I'll go up here and just put it in a circle and just let it make circles. I got about 10 minutes, I guess. (9:09), got 11 minutes. You'd think they'd put a wall out here so that you could tie up to girl doing her yoga. So you could tie up to when you're waiting on these, but like a lot of the locks and all, they have dolphins and things that come up. You can legally tie up to them while you're waiting. I'll just do circles. Actually, with that wind, I'll probably be all right. Keep me off the... Now it's time to ask questions. I can read. Y'all got any questions? A lot of these bridges, I'll tell you, over here, they're on schedules. And the reason for that is so that the people on the islands, because they control them, can know when that bridge is going to open. So you would know if you need to run to the store right over there, you better go just past the hour before 20 minutes till. And it's reasonable for the boaters to wait 20 minutes. But a lot of bridges inland on the West Coast, they're open on demand. When you have islands, though, sometimes they're like this. They only open at certain times. But it's you would come up, and often the channel is channel 9 most of the time, and you'll call for an opening. So I'd say good times to this is East Camino Real Bridge, requesting an opening, and she'll come back, or he, whoever, they'll come back and say, 10-4 Captain, I'm preparing to open the bridge, and you'll hear the horns going off up there, and there's a dinging of a bell, and then they'll open the bridge, and you go through it. She'll be looking, if there was a big boat behind us, and you're requesting an opening, they're going to tell you to wait until that next boat catches up with you. I'm ever so slightly moving towards that bridge, though. The tide's pulling me out because the wind's pushing me that way. So it is starting to pull. These inlets are so close together, it doesn't really pay you to look at tides as far as moving. And what I mean is, for those non-boaters, tides put a lot of pressure on your boat. It costs you a couple miles an hour. So at some places like Georgia and places like that, they have a few big inlets. They don't have a lot of little inlets like they do here. The reason they do them here, they intentionally have them here for money reasons, to make money. People don't want to have to spend a lot of time. People don't want to have to spend a lot of time running to a big inlet. So for money reasons, they will cut an inlet every few miles. So therefore, the tides don't matter as much. If you are up there in Georgia, though, and places like that, South Carolina, and there's just a few big inlets, you need to judge when you're moving, because the pull on those are amazing, and you'll be slow good times down to 4 or 5 miles an hour. So it would cut my speed in half. Same fuel consumption, because I kept it the same, but it would cut your speed in half. So we would often just sit and wait, have lunch, whatever, and wait for the tide to change. And then, just like I said, you'd normally run 8, it'd push you up to 10 or 12. You just ride the tide in and ride it out. So those are things a lot of people don't realize. Wondering about the news. I hadn't hardly watched the news. I watched a little bit last night of Fox. Just trying to catch up on what the Iranians were doing. Sounds like they may have realized they don't want to have a full-throated war, which is probably wise, I hope, for everybody's sake. Catamaran, okay. Now, I'll tell you, those are harder to come by. The last boat that I'll redo will be a catamaran, because I do want to have one so I can go down through the islands. That's on my bucket list of things. And you don't want a gas boat or diesel for that. You're better off to have a catamaran. And I have seen some follow a channel. He's purchased a couple fairly cheap, And of course, with skill, redone it, and that's the deal. So, but I'll keep that in mind. I'll be sending y'all like Adrian sends them to me. Thing is, you got to be ready to go, which y'all are. Y'all could fly down, get one. Here's the thing, especially in Central Florida, like where we're at, there's plenty of places you could go get it and then go moor it somewhere for free until you got ready to start a project and doing your project on it. So it's not that big of a deal. A lot of people don't understand that you can do that. So they leave them at the dock and pay $500 or $1,000 a month. Morning, Jim. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think I will. I do plan on doing that. It's a good day. Yeah, I'm sitting with my radio off. Vessel good time to east come in on Real Bridge. Is it confirming an opening at 9:20?
This is Camino, Captain. My next search opening is 9:20. I'm sorry, what was your vessel name?
Vessel good times.
Captain, 9:20.
Copy that. Thank you, ma'am. Yep. Another minute. It's about one more turn on the boat. Yep, that's true. That's true. But I tell you, I don't. You do have states, different states, because I looked into it.
Camino Real to Good Times, Captain. I have a medical hold on the bridge. We're gonna have rescue units coming over, so we're gonna have to hold up a bit.
I copy that. Y'all heard that? A medical hold on the bridge. I hear it. Fire truck. Fire truck. So I would imagine they got to wait on both the fire truck and ambulance, and maybe even wait for them to come off the island, depending on what it is. I'm surprised they don't have it on the island. Morning, Matt. I am heading to a destination unknown. Is the way I like it. Somewhere, hopefully, to Peanut Island, but it's just that's probably tomorrow. I'm gonna do it a little differently. The next park I go to find, I'm gonna look on that right now. The next park I pass, I'm gonna stop and walk the dogs. Since I'm having that little issue with it getting warm, I'm going to I'm gonna stop it every hour-ish, see if that solves it. I was talking to Tony Scott. We got some ideas. When it does that later today, I'm also going to check my fuel filter, just see. Although I'm pretty sure it's a Wix, which is a fairly good quality filter. Bruce, what's up, man? All right, so let me share this. Maybe that wind will hold me back away from the bridge. Tide keeps pulling me toward it. That's the ultimate destination. I am right here at this bridge right now. East Camino Bridge. I didn't say it just right. You heard her tell me how to pronounce it. But I'm going to work here. I'm going to see if I can find park. Should show me all the parks.
This Camino Real to Good Times. I just spoke with Fire Rescue, and they said they still have units that are going to come over. So we'll give them another couple minutes. They're supposed to call me when we're all clear.
I copy that, ma'am. I'm not in that much of a hurry.
Thank you, Captain.
So oftentimes you can find parks right on the water. Like that Spanish River Park. Looks like that's where I'm going to stop next. It's got a dock. Yep. So that is only a couple miles probably.
Hillsborough Boulevard, south side of 5, hearing you for your 930.
I'll put that in the GPS. So it's right after that.
Hillsborough Boulevard, this is your Apollo 5. Do you copy?
Hey man, we're southbound. Call you 3930. We're about to pass this barge in about a minute. Hills Road, we'll be standing by for 930.
It's only a mile and a half to that part.
Rapallo 5. Rapallo 5. $75 light, 75-foot lake, 20-foot wide, and
All right, Captain, we're going to go ahead and start this bridge opening.
Copy that, man. I keep me a trash bag. There we go. Thank you, ma'am, for the opening. This is a good time out.
You're welcome, Captain.
It's interesting the way the inlet is set up. That's the inlet. Watch so I don't run aground here. This would have been a very nice anchorage. I should have pushed up here. So we'll get up here. We're going to try this. Stopping every hour, walk the puppies a little bit. Seems good. See if I develop any more fuel locks. Tony seems to think something that's getting hot is locking the fuel. It's getting a fuel lock, which is very possible. So I'm going to do some tests. If that is true, the next time it does it, I got some fuel in a bottle. If it will crank back up when I pour the fuel in there, then it is something to do with that. So we're going to test it and see. To my recollection, those were new fuel lines when I put them on there. But we'll see. I'm going to check the fuel filter. It's not very old. It's not very old at all. That should not be an issue, but who knows? It's another bridge, but it looks plenty high. I was looking at it, I was like, man, that looks like a fixed bridge. How could anybody? But it's not. We'll be able to go right under it. Might want to sell me something. I'm not buying. My little selling experience, I jump in. I had a buddy, he needed help moving a sailboat up north, Panhandle, and I made it almost to the state line, and I had one of them bouts with the pancreatitis, went to the hospital. My daughter came and got me. But, boy, that's where I think I got the bug. It sure is nice being able to, to tug on me. It slowed me down to 594. I went from 8 to 6. That's the tide pulling. It sure was nice to get out. Although it was summertime, we had virtually no freaking wind. It was crazy. But the little that we did get, it was so nice to be able to kill that engine and just go with the wind. Man, that was nice. Super nice. Guess I should move my camera. Help me see where we're going. A lot of construction going on down here. Oh, that's a put in right there. That's a dock. But I'm going to go to this other one. It's on the right side. It's about less than a mile. I'd have been going right there, though. So that's what I found. Boaters, best thing is to look for boat ramps. They're always boater friendly. Plus, this tide pulling on me like this as well, it kills some time to try to get it to turn around. I need to look and see where the yes, oh yeah. However, I got to say though, the difference, OG, with those twins, man, that's way easier to drive than a single. So much easier. Docking, everything. Although, I didn't try to see. Went under the bridge, killed the satellite. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna put a bow thruster on the front and the back, just cause I can. I got plenty of electrical, so that's not gonna be a problem. Looks like a police boat up there. Sure ain't waking too much. Yep. Something just poked its nose out of the water. That could have been a manatee. It did look like a manatee nose to me. It is. You'll see that? Manatee. Slow down. See it? That was a turtle. You'll see that turtle? Look at that clear water. Lower down for a second. You're gonna love it. Boca Raton. He's moving faster with less because he's with the tide. I'm sure he gets south of us. This water is unbelievable. See that? It's 12 feet deep. You can see the bottom. Just as good. Hope y'all can see that. That's pretty cool seeing that turtle. See, look at the tide on the post. See, it's pulling pretty hard. Get over here a little closer and see how shallow. Guys, that reminds me of a turtle story I'll tell you in a minute. Don't let me forget, it's a good one. The winds are rippling up the water now. Hang on just a minute. I get set. Y'all give me a thumbs up if you liking my camera work. If you like the whole live streaming setup, how about hit that thumbs up right quick. Hit that button and I'm going to tell you the story. It's a good one. Come on, somebody got to hit the like button. Yes, I do. I do see manatees for sure. For sure. There are puppies right under my feet. So back, I think it was 2019. Zoffinger was with me, and we moved the boat. Up to see the flying fish. Did y'all see that? See if he pops up again. Was moving the boat from, there he goes. See that flying fish? Something's after him. Let's see. See if we can see what it is. If it's any big fish, we aren't about to see it. That's where I need another driver. Heard my GoPro shut off back there. How cool is that flying fish? That's cool too. So, in 19, when we were moving the Carver, the OG from Marathon up to, I decided to go stay on the east coast, and we're gonna move it to Fort Pierce. So we worked our way up, went through Penny Camp, which is beautiful, which I'm going to in August. At the end of August, I'm going to go for a week, so that's another trip. We'll be lobstering. But so after Penny Camp, now this is summertime, and because usually in the summer it's not windy like this. We've had some crazy wind, and so we were offshore the whole time, and it was almost glass. Man, that was beautiful, beautiful time. But so we passed up Penny Camp, and if you know anything about it, there's some islands. I was on the inside the other day. Well, we were on the outside, and we come in, and you know, one place as good as the other for dropping the anchor. We were in about, I'd say 20 foot of water, clear, just like this. You could see the bottom. You couldn't necessarily make out stuff, but you could see the bottom. No AC, no Jenny like I got, none of the creature comforts. I mean, anyways, that night was miserable. It was hot. But later on that evening, and I was up top, I'd done taken sheets. I come out of the bunk, the rear bunk where I normally slept, was getting no wind at all the hatches open, all the windows. And I put up sheets up top, trying to make like a funnel for what little bit of whisper of air. Every now and again you'd get a little bit, and I tell you, I can't sleep hot. So for that, it was very miserable. But then I had the most awesome experience with turtles I've ever had. I started hearing something at about midnight, and it sounded like a person gasping for air. I mean, literally, it'd go like that. I'm like, who is out here in the middle of the night gasping for air out downside the boat? I get up, and I look, I don't see nothing. And I'm like, did you dreaming that? So I lay back down. It wasn't just a few minutes later, I hear it again. I'm like, I heard that for sure. I know I'm not dreaming. I can't go to sleep. So I get my flashlight. We're leaning over the rail, and what it was turtles coming up, breathing, sounds just like a human, and a big turtle's face in the water. I can tell you from another story, I've seen it. When you're passing by it kind of fast, you think that's a human face in the water. It looks so much with the eyes and all. When you quickly see it, it looks a lot human. Well, anyways, it was the turtle. And what he was doing, when he would come up, this because he did it every time the same way. When he come up and gasped for air, he'd poop a little bit, and the fish would go after that, and then he would turn and go after the fish. He was fishing. That's what he was doing. Dude, that went on, and then there was a couple of more that got involved or was just there. It must have been the Turtle Sanctuary. It was one of the coolest things, man, that I have ever experienced. That was real special. And I think this is the park I was talking about. It's coming up. Yep. Thanks. You look on the map. Looks like it. I think I missed all that. Maybe there's one inside. Let me go look inside. I don't know if this is deep enough or not, but it usually it doesn't say no docking. Oh, y'all get a spot. You get to see a lizard. Look at this lizard. Y'all see him up front? He's a big one. He's a big one. See him right on the. He's right by that bush. I don't know if I can park here or not. Might be. He's gonna run. About time the bow gets up there. Or he's gonna jump on the bush. Oh, he ain't even scared. I gotta get a picture of that. Come here, puppy. Come here, puppy. Y'all, this is a treat. Look at this guy. Come here. Watch him fix to run. The dog starts barking. He'll run. No, no, come here. Get your butt over here. Come here. Come here. Here. Come here. Good girl. Come here. Hey, come here. She took it over. Wait. Wait.
41.
Oh, this is a golf course. This is wild. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is a darn golf course. Come here. Go for it. she bailed off. Zeta, don't you go. She bailed off when she saw that. Although I don't think she'd have known what to do with it once she caught it. She wouldn't have caught it. That thing was bitter. Hey, you could, boy, this would be a beautiful anchorage, wouldn't it? Right here, a little secret. I'd drop over on this side. It'd be nice. Yep. It is 4 feet deep, right up to the wall. That was a perfect little spot. Watching my temperature to make sure I didn't get nothing in it. But 4 feet deep, right up to the wall. It's 6 feet already. Beautifully clean water. So, let me tell you, this is Ariel. And Ariel is missing a back leg. See that? Back foot. Get in. Get in. She's so jealous. Ariel, I was walking her down by the ocean back in Tampa, and a daggum, as she was in the water playing, I had the leash on her, and a bull shark come up and grabbed her by her back foot. And I was pulling, and that sucker was snatching, and he snatched her and bit her foot right off. So that's Ariel. She's a mermaid hunter. She lets me know if there's some mermaids out here. Of course, I'm looking for mermaids. And then Zeta, they look probably the same to y'all. Got all her paws. And she is a siren warner. You know how the sirens beckon the sailors to the rocks so they crash on the rocks? She'll keep you from that. So yeah, Ariel and Zeta. I don't feel so bad here because of this water. This was a good anchorage. I should have made it up here. Yep, this was a good anchorage. Y'all see that? See the boats off to the left? Actual sandbar there. I say I'd much rather when I'll have a little boat, whatever, little dinghy operation next time. Because I'd love to just drop the anchor and run up on them little sprints like that. Oh, yeah. Shoot, there's a better dock over there. Looks like. Let's see what park is that. See people in the water. Might be snorkeling or something. Probably because it's a park. Found a way out to the water. Lake Wind, Lake Wyman. Oh wow! Right behind that's a public supermarket. So there's a good one to dock at, guys. If you needed something, you come up to this dock. There's a Publix. Since it's a public dock, it's public Let me put that on camera so I can remember that. Gotta write these in the blog. I don't go back and watch all these lives, obviously, so remind myself of that. We're in Lake Wyman, and there's a Publix right behind that dock, which is a public dock. This is James A. Rutherford Park. Lakefront site with trails and play area. That's some kind of summer camp. They got lifeguards and all over there on duty. Playing the world. Yeah, so that dock might not be the most boater friendly dock. Let me look at that from a distance. Don't seem to have any tie-ups, but if you had a dinghy, you could just go to shore. Right behind it, I see a sand spritz on each side, so you could just go to shore with a dinghy and run to the Publix. That is something along these beaches. There's Publixes everywhere. You just have to look. And the best one, though, if you're heading north, that one that I stopped at would be the best one. It's the easiest. So probably you'll be provisioned up for a few days. You won't really need anything. Yeah, that dock, unfortunately, they got it, the rails where you could climb over it, but it's kind of hard. They sure ain't thinking about boaters when they do those docks like that, though, are they? Hey, Jim, I was just kidding about the shark getting to her foot. She was born that way. Usually when I'm in Polk County, I tell everybody it's a gator got her. That happens fairly regularly, so people believe it. I usually get the very shocked face, kind of like when I told Jules what happened. Oh, no! But my girls riding along, this is typical. They on duty. Ariel's always got her nose in the wind for a mermaid. Zeta, she's listening. Boat doctor, they love being on this boat. I can tell you whenever back at home, I'll say, all I got to say is get in the boat. And they run. I got a set of stairs and all. And they run, jump up in the boat. And then I can't hardly get them out because they think we're going to the water. Finally getting into some places where there's little sand areas I could boat up to if need be. There's a couple on both sides. Let's look for our next destination. Look on the map and see what that. There's a big area north of here. It's tight for a minute, houses, and then there's opens up. Ocean Inlet Park. Yep. Oh, it's actual inlet. That's why. yeah, they got dock space, green grass. Looks like a nice place. We'll be stopping there. That's our next stop. This is Ocean Inlet State Park. Y'all, if you want to know where I'm at 24/7, you can join the Mud Club in real time. You can follow along. Okay, Jules. I'm going to take that on. I have to come up with something totally different for the next one. So that means tide's going out. We should start getting pulled towards that next destination fairly soon. That'd be good. We'll stop there. You mean, Dennis, as far as today? All right, Jim's asked the same question. I really don't know as far as today. I think I measured it at around 63 miles. So if I did half of that today, it's today Tuesday, I think it is. It's Wednesday already. I lose my days. I'm on a fishing timeline. That's Tuesday, yeah. If I did 30 miles, or maybe a little bit more, if I did 30 miles today, then I have to look. I'd like to get to Peanut Island, but I don't see me making that today. It's a little too far. I think it'll be tomorrow. But after Peanut Island, which is West Palm, if I probably shouldn't be in no hurry, because after that, I plan to go on the outside, and I'm kind of waiting for the winds to start laying down, because I want to troll from West Palm to St. Lucie Inlet. But if it doesn't allow me, that's not a big deal, because once I get to Port St. Lucie, I can come out. I know by Friday the wind's supposed to be down to 5 to 7. And that should be good. 2-foot rollers should be fine. Man, a lot of good places to anchor up here now. There's just one little section that I'm going to pass. Starting to come on it. It's one of them straight, narrow ones. Not as narrow, though, as what we have had. I think we're past the worst of that. Where there's one more section, and then it opens back up to like this, and it's that way the rest of the way. Won't have any more issues. So that looks like a little marina for fire boats and police boats. They got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Good. Oh. Kind of dock too. That might have been what I saw on the map. Cable crossing. I gotta make myself a video to remind this turtle. Put that on there for people to. So we're at 2 hours in. That was around 1 hour. That's about 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. So around 1 hour and 40 minutes. One hour and 40 minutes on the live stream. 624. I've turned the camera on, people. At around 1 hour and 40 minutes on the live stream on 624, where videos and turtles. I like turtles. Y'all see I'm working on my cruise goatee. When I get on a cruise, I start growing that out. I shaved last night. I can't stand hair on my neck. Never going to be a bearded dude. Can't stand it. I say here in a little bit, I'm going to start getting tugged toward that other inlet, which will be nice. Yeah, this is what I'm going to deal with for a little bit longer. See, it's a lot of houses, everything right up on you. We were right down here, I think, somewhere. Once I get through this, it starts opening up. Home, sweet home, West Palm, all the way to where if I go out right there, that's Peanut Island, where I'd like to get to. Once I go out, I'll start trolling the coast, but only going to right here. Port St. Lucie Inlet, Jupiter Inlet. I say Port, it's Jupiter Inlet. People know it. The reason I call it Port St. Lucie is St. Lucie River. That's what comes out of that. If you're crossing the state, which is what we did, this St. Lucie River from here. Jupiter Inlet. It's another one that gets to be known for being rough. Ocean Inlet, and we are just came under that bridge. We should be getting pulled here in just a little bit. That was the inlet back there. That's the next inlet right there. Ocean Inlet. We should start getting, the tide should start pulling us that way. I sort of feel like it is starting to now. I need to see something to see which way the tide's going. If you look at it flat, anything in the water, the water will show you the direction of what it's doing. any kind of post or aid to navigation would show you. Singer Island, what's that in? What town's that in, Jules? And while you're telling me, Jim, so it had 55s. When I replaced the main tank, it was leaking. I think we've upgraded it roughly to 70 gallons, and then I put the 30-gallon saddle tank on it. So I've got 100-mile fuel capacity. And this boat, from what I can tell, is getting 2+ miles to the gallon, running at this 1800 RPM speed, which is wonderful. I had one, I think I must have misfigured it or something. It said 3 something. I just don't believe that. But at 1800 RPM, you run all day doing that, man. That's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Get out away from this. That guy's waves are hitting the wall and coming back off. I don't know if y'all can see that. I'm feeling them. That's why the natural is so much better. West Palm, yeah. So you're talking probably at the bridge. Is that right? That Singer Island is right there at the bridge. I've been there. It's a really popular, like easy dive for people, new divers. They'll go down there because you can shore dive it. Yeah, that's I forget the name of the bridge. Let me look at it and I'll tell you. Blue Herring Boulevard, and if I'm not mistaken, you talking about right there, Jules? Right here, under this is a shore dive. This is a park, and you can put in and dive under this bridge. It's very well known for that. Might sneak around there and jump in the water. Seems logical that I'd do that. Get y'all some video of it and go snorkel that. Yep, probably will. So I won't be in a big hurry. Yeah, tide's pulling me. I'm sure of it now because I'm up to 7.5 and I hadn't adjusted anything. Only problem is when I get down there to the next opening, it'll slow. Get on the outside, you don't have to worry about it. Pick your speed and go. See what Wendy's saying now since we're a couple days. Windy is the app I use. When you get close within 2 days, it's very accurate. But I tell people all the time, Windy, when I was down in the Keys in 2019 or 2018, I can't remember, we had a hurricane coming and they said you got to go when it gets a certain place. But I was out at I pulled up Windy and I saw it 7 days out. And that's when I went and talked to the guy at the marina. He's like, yeah, 3 days out. If it's still coming, we're going to tell everybody to leave. this is a nice place right here. A lot of good places. Anchor. All right, Tuesday. It's 10 miles an hour. Wednesday goes down to 9. Thursday down to 5. Looks like we're gonna be on the outside. Friday 7. It's not bad, and it's a northerly wind, which means it won't be on shore waves, so that's good. Looks like we will be fishing on the outside on Friday, West Palm. Looks like we'll be able to go out West Palm, and if that holds, we'll go out West Palm and troll all the way up to Port St. Lucie. That'd be a great ending to this trip, and I'm bound to catch something big up there. Oceanside. Oh, okay. I believe it can, but the trim tabs are not working. When I get back, that's one of the first things I'm going to do is put electric trim tabs on, take her out to the lake. But, of course, you got to realize it's got way more weight on it than it was ever designed to have. But it also has a little bigger engine. So it came with a 305, and that block 305 and 350 is the same. The only difference is the head size, and I had them upgraded to a 350. So I suspect it will, but it's got a lot of weight on it. I wouldn't be planing it whenever I got the saddle tank full, but what I kind of expect is the way I think about it. Now, it is, we'll see, but I'll run this the whole distance, except for once I turn south out of Chicago, out of the Great Lake, out of Michigan, and I start getting in those rivers where they're more calm, and especially when they're flowing south after the Ohio into the Tennessee Tom, that's where I want to push it up on plane. But so we'll see. I pushed it a little bit, but it just drug in the water. Without trim tabs, I wouldn't expect it to get up. So put me them new electric trim tabs, no more hydraulics. Then it'll be in good shape. What's up, Pierre? Holes at me to better rubber belly. That's what you want. $470 miles into the trip. It's going to be right on the order of 550, which really be around 540. And we'll see, but I put about 10 miles of driving around that wasn't part of it. Ocean Reef Park. Take a look-see at that. had my had the gas tank up on a 5-gallon bucket. That's all that was. All right, I just found it where you're talking about, Jules. It says Ocean Reef Park right there. Probably that's what I'm seeing. That's the reef right there. You can see it right off. Yep. It's right there, right on the beach. Yep, Ocean Reef Park. That reef runs a good little ways. That's the same way it is up at Port St. Lucie. Ooh, getting some wind. Let me see if we got rain in the forecast. It feels like rain wind. It's cool breeze, cool. So I'm gonna say that's rain. So I'm just gonna drop the anchor, and I feel it already. Y'all, if that's coming in, I'm just gonna drop the anchor. Just chill, get something to eat, maybe 10:30. Get a brunch. Usually try to make it to lunch, but it's taking a break every so often. Probably gonna work out good. Let me see. Yeah, there's a little. See which way that's coming. Oh yeah, it's gonna get us. That one's right there. I feel it. I feel it. Thank goodness. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. Actually, I'll let it run for a minute. Let me go close that hatch in the front. Good. I'm gonna wash off the salt. Off. Actually, a good time to be running. Of course, I'm not feeling any wind now. There's one offshore that's gonna catch us more than that one. That camera's probably gonna get raindrops on it. I'm gonna have to bring it in. Yep. Computer, y'all stand back. Back down the hatches. I need some rain on the boat.
This is Dolphin. I'm 1040.
Gets warm quick. There you don't have that air movement. Yeah, when I get back, my daughter's meeting us in the washboard because the water going back and forth in waves. Um, Stewart, just inside there, there's a little park, and then there's a place I think they're going to stay. I got to call and check. Called Pirates Cove Marina. Good little restaurant though, overlooks the water. Good food, good prices. It's just back in from the park where I'm gonna take the boat out, which is also where on the last trip, last season, after we crossed the state, just about to turn north, it was extremely windy, like 30 miles an hour of wind that day. And we stopped at the dock there. First, we dropped the anchor and both anchors moved us. Like, it moved the boats. Both boats got moved. So I was like, after dark, we went over and tied to the dock. Zobbins are tied on the outside because he's like, well, if they're going to knock on you, I have to knock on your door. So about 12 o'clock, they're knocking on the window, and I got up. I talked to the guy. I told him, I said, bro, we would not have been there, except right out there, we were pulling the anchors. I was like, it's too dangerous. And he's like, all right, I ain't going to say anything, but I can't guarantee somebody else won't. I said, I get it. And then we didn't have any more looks the rest of the night. So that was pretty cool. Speaking of, yeah, it looks like we're going to get this one that's coming. Should rain pretty good. Thank goodness. That's what cleans these windows. A little bit of rain, get all the salt off of them. Hopefully this one offshore doesn't fall apart before it gets to us. I know whenever I get up to Stewart, I go in the inlet there. Since I'll have plenty of time, I'll fish and I'll wait till a complete slack tide and then just go right in that very smooth inlet. It'll be a lot easier fighting it. Absolutely, Jim. Appreciate y'all coming along. It is a good time. See you, Jules. Have a good day. Y'all spread it to your friends if you're retired. they got time to watch. A lot of people work, obviously don't have time, and I understand it. I certainly couldn't. Although there's something like this, like I would have my phone on, put it in the holder, and just listen in case something happens, Open this up till it starts raining again. It's too hot without it. Rain, cool wind too. Feels good. Clean off the boat. See if we can get another one like that. There's one off to our east. Looks like if it don't fall apart, it's gonna get us. Island Beach Police. Police right there. And it ain't far till it starts opening up. We'll be out of this washboard stuff. It ain't far at all. See if I can find the park. About 20 minutes away. Yep, that Ocean Inlet Park is where I'm going to go to. Oh, it's 8 miles to that. That's an hour. Yeah, it's about an hour. I'm out of this tightness. About an hour. Woo. Away from that danger, whatever that is. Major reason I want to get out of this is all these freaking waves. When you get back into your the mangroves, when you get back into the mangroves, it dissipates these waves. You don't have this. The more natural, the better it is. I couldn't imagine coming through here with on a weekend when all these boats would be out here. It'd be crazy. The thing about it is real nice and cool from that rain. Probably dropping at 5 degrees. I think that one moving just far north enough. I'm gonna miss it. Yep. It's kind of heading southwest. There's a couple more out there though, developing. The way they're going is they're developing right and popping up, rain out, go away. So there are a couple more I might get. That'd be nice. Yeah, you're not. It's illegal to troll in ICW. You're not supposed to be trolling while you're in the ICW. And I've had close calls doing it. Not even was I in the ICW, but you'll have a line out back, and I don't know if it's kind of like, and there'll be in a boat. Um, we were down. I forget the name of that island, but it was off Sarasota. And this is when I said I won't do that again because that could have been disastrous. But I had two lines out in the back, and a boat come at us. And as soon as he passed me, he whipped over like to bounce over the weight and was right in behind me. I could just see that trouble, that thing coming up and catching one of them people in the boat. So it ain't worth it. I don't need fish that bad. And I saw a guy yesterday doing it. He's not supposed to be doing it. That's why I said, that's why I'm actually moving a little bit further so I can get up here earlier. Plus, the speed I'm going at is not good troll speed. Although I've caught fish at it, I ain't saying you can't. Mine been getting a little wider here anyway. 7 miles to that next part. I'm gonna take all in the live stream there. So about an hour, I'm gonna wrap it up. Spend an hour or so there. See what the next destination is. Get back underway. What's up, girl? Little boat ramp right there. It's like public access. I had to get off the gas. I didn't realize back there that was a fuel dock. You're not supposed to go fast by a fuel dock. There was a big old yacht blocking it. I couldn't see it. And then as soon as I noticed what it was, and there's a cop sitting right there at the fuel dock. One gets up here, the other one wants to get up. Jack? At about an hour and 40 minutes, we seen a turtle. Don't miss that. I went over and shined the camera down and you can see it. I think you can see it on camera. There's another bridge coming up. Seven feet. Opens on the quarter hour and 3/4 hour. Yeah. We'll be dead in the water on that one. So this one's every 30 minutes. Said the bridge tender is pretty feisty. Someone get up there and drop the anchor. I'm gonna drop the anchor and let it sit. About 15-minute wait. What you barking at? What is it? Let's see. I'll give that a second and see if it's going to hold. fix something. The way they made this vinyl keeps getting caught in the zipper. Both sides. Oh, the fuel price is running from $4.50 to $6.50, depending on where you stop at. It's a little crazy. It's a little crazy. Yep, one more. We got to figure out how to add the drone in, and we'll be set. Also got to get one. I think I can mount it right here, so it'll shine down on my GPS so you can see it. You see what I'm seeing. About 6 miles to our next stop. I'm going to end up the live stream there. Be back on at 6 tonight. You can see what happened. I can't believe you ate yours already. You eat it already? Atlantic River Bridge is confirming a 15-minute, quarter-hour opening. This is the vessel Good Times.
This is Atlantic Avenue Bridge. Yeah, I was trying to reach out to you. Good times. What's your measurement?
Under 12.
No, give me the height, the length, width, and height.
25, 8, and 12.
Perfect. Thank you for that, Captain. Stand by. I'll get you through on my 15.
Thank you, sir.
The bridge is open, requesting vessels. By defenders until the bridge is fully raised. Thank you.
What's up, Kevin? Thank you so much. Would have been nice. There's a park right there. That was on the other side of the bridge. I guess if you're heading south, you could pull up and park there. Somebody sandblast in that building. I gotta pay a bill. Another one. Nine feet high. Oh, this one opens on demand. So crazy. Some will just open up for you, some don't. So you go to channel 9 on one like this. George Bush Boulevard Bridge, channel 9. This is the vessel Good Times.
This is George Bush. Go ahead, Captain.
Yes, sir. When's your opening?
Captain, we open on request. I can have an opening for you in just a few minutes here.
Thank you very much. Y'all don't mind if I have a banana, do you? Dispelling the beliefs about bananas on a boat.
Thank you very much. Standing by.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate that. Hit that like button, guys and gals. Interesting fact, this boat turns best to the starboard. It's hard to turn it to port, especially if you're under load. It's not hard, it's just it turns better to starboard. It's a good time to pay that bill. Wait. Good girl. Thanks for the quick opening. This is the best of good times out.
You're welcome, Captain. Have a good one.
Up next bridge, we can get under. Next two bridges. Next three bridges. I think we're. Oh, yeah. Probably for today, we won't have any more bridges we can't get under. We should be good for today. I'm going to move your camera up front so y'all can see. Sure did. Tried to. Hey, you wait. I'm going to teach them how to drive. That's coming. You got to work on this boat where you keep. Get a better view. Definitely getting pulled by that now, that tide. See what it is. Yeah, still dropping and it's pulling us. I can feel it. 1800, we're getting 8. that thing's pushing some water. Hey guys, let me show you where I'm at. That's where we're going to, which is only about 2.5 miles. We just passed this golf course. So in the scheme of things, between West Palm and Boca, Ocean Ridge is what Gulfstream Park. We literally just passed this golf course here, and that's the bridge you see in front of us. Got that one, this one, and one more. No, that's afterwards. But we're coming into this park. I'm going to end up the live here. This is only about 15 minutes. Looks like we got some slips here. I can walk the puppy dogs. I'm going to sit here for a while, let the engine cool. See if we can, probably going to try to make a little more time, a little more ways today. Probably, because it's wide open. These are all good anchorage. I can anchor anywhere. Maybe up here. This looks like a cool little place. Any of these are wide enough I can anchor and be off of the path. But I'm liable to make it to Peanut. You never know. Peanut Island and West Palm might get her done today. That'd be nice. If so, I might spend a whole day there. And I actually may try to do that because if I could do it either way. But I'm going to make Peanut Island, and then I'm going to go over here to Blue Heron Boulevard. This is a very well-known dive spot that you can do from shore, snorkel. So it'll probably be a good video. So I probably will do that. Stay in behind the island here. Only thing is I'm ahead of schedule. That's the only thing, which means I either stay one day longer there, see if the winds, but I might poke my head out and see what the waves look like offshore there. Because my plan is to come out if the waves will let me and troll the rest of the way up here. Jupiter Inlet. That's only, let's see if I can get a measurement on it. That's 25 miles. I don't know. It all depends on what the winds are doing. Since the day's only Tuesday, if I was to make Peanut Island today, I ain't got to push it. It just depends on what happens. But if I was to make Peanut Island, I would be here. Today's Tuesday. I'd be up here by Wednesday. Because it looks like the winds don't start dying down till Thursday. That's the only thing. I'm actually a little ahead of schedule. I'm going to call my daughter, see what her plans are. Because if she is staying down here in Port Lucie, I will stay here to Sunday. If not, I might move up to Fort Pierce. Never know. Fort Pierce is our fastest way back. Pretty much same thing, Port St. Lucie. It's an easy. Take the back way here, 98 up 27. We'll see how it rolls. We'll see what happens. Tim, I didn't see that. Sorry about that. So I'm on the ICW, Intercoastal Waterway. I'd be the preferred waterway of travel when you're doing the loop. I mean, the preferred travel would be outside if the winds would let it. That would be the preferable travel. It's as straight as you can go. That's the fastest possible way to go. So, plus you can be fishing the whole time. Looks like that yacht's got to get an opening. Looks like he's too big. So happy to be getting up here away from these walls. Makes for a lot better boating. It won't be as rough. See all that? They call it brick brack, different things. But the rocks on the right side, that dissipates the water better than anything. It lets some of the wave go over it, but it doesn't bounce it back on you. That's what I love about it. Sure feeling the pull of the tide, though. Looks like I'll get under that bridge before he gets to it, which is good. I'll make him slow down. Heck, there's a little park right there. There's some docks. I don't know about grass, though. I ain't been about a mile and a half from where I'm going. It'll be real nice. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be through before he can get here. I'll be through it before he gets to it, under it. He sure is going in there fast wherever he's going. So he ain't going to that bridge. Way faster than I'm going to be going with a boat that size. I got to see where he went. He was sure going in there fast. I was beginning to think he was crashing. How fast he was moving. Thought I heard him talking to that bridge tender. door. Yeah. Ah, I know a scuba diver. Know him well. Yeah, when I get back, I just have to go get a tank filled. Did you get the piece ordered? Yep, yep, yep. I'll take care of it for you. All right, sounds good. Talk to you later. Bye. I was one of the mud clubbers. She said she's got a drain on her pool that needs scuba diver put in the drain or whatever. So I told her I know a scuba diver. It's like there's a pretty high tide range here, which is very, very usual at closer to an inlet. The closer you get to an inlet, the more the swing of the tide is. The furthest away from the inlet will be the least amount of tide swing. And that's just because of the volume of water closest to the inlet is at the inlet. As you go up into the backwaters, it's less the amount of time it takes to get up there. So virtually, that's why I like rivers. They'll get to a point where the tide won't move it. It's too far up. But when you get near an inlet, you can count on a very big tide. I remember in Georgia stopping at one marina, and I believe that was the highest tide I'd ever seen. Like, I want to say it was 12 or 15 feet. They had the floating docks on a hinged ramp, and that thing would go up and down. I mean, it was a huge amount. Huge amount. So here's a bigger body of water coming on. We're going to get up here about 7, 8, 3/4 of a mile. Go off to the right starboard. Should be a nice little dock right there. I'm going to end the live stream there, guys. If you got any questions, you better ask them. And I'll be back on tonight for a recap at 6. If you want to join the Mud Club, do that. You can be on with the Mud Clubbers at 5:30. We come on and there's a group in there, and I talk to them, and they're actually on the screen. We're talking like I am to you. We can have multiple people on the screen. So if you want to join the Mud Club, a lot of benefits to it, but go to michaeljsteen.com. I think on the front page is a picture of the mug. You click on it, it goes to it. But also, if you click on store at the top of the navigation, then you can go right to the storefront, and the mug is right on there. You can join the Mug Club. All those that recently joined, I'll be getting your mugs out as soon as I return. You already have access into the back. And I'll tell you, just because this is a big body of water, you might think, oh, it's deep. It's not. It's shallow outside these markers. This was actually a long live stream because I left it running. This thing's been going for almost 4 hours. Not that somebody watches at all. People come and go. How far that boat is up in the air over there. I think y'all can see that. Good gracious. Just checking where exactly this park is. How to get in there. All right, I see. I think there's some markers to go in on. Oh, and okay, yeah, that's the jetty. Well, there's a jetty wall. I can see sticking out a little bit before it. Looks like it's only about 3 feet outside of this. A lot of good places to drop the anchor though here. Nice, you wouldn't have to worry about it. This will be the park right here, off to my right. Where you go with the markers, where it shows to go in, should be a green marker out here. They don't have this backup thing locked off. I ain't gonna lie, I see orange. So many times of that. That's the inlet right there. go on one side of that wall is the inlet. The other side is this little park. Actually, I guess you can get out to both of them, but that looks shallow to me out there. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Let's see, that's shallower. Deep over here, there. Shallow area right there. Tide is falling. Fish under the boat. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this one on up. Take it into the dock, get the puppies ready. Yeah, and that daggone dock is blocked off. Dadgummit. That's aggravating, ain't it? Aggravating. All right, guys, y'all look behind me. There's a corner back there. Y'all see it? Back here. I don't know what's behind that curve back there, but I know it's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna see y'all later.